Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
11 things I'll really miss about America. Let's see.
What a day to do this on. 15 years after moving to America, today I'm going to do something that I just never thought would happen. You tell yourself, oh, this will last forever, but that's never the case in life. And today, I'm sitting in my car getting set to make a video.
A year ago.
In which I make you think that I'm leaving the United States to go home for Britain in order to generate clicks, and hoping that once you have clicked, you stick around, because even though I'm not leaving the United States, there could come a time when I do. And when that happens, 10, 15, 20 years from now, there are hundreds of things that I would completely and utterly a little bit miss about it. And because nobody wants to sit through a 7-hour video, I thought I'd just pare it down to 11. And so, amid this appropriately British weather, here are some of the things that I'm going to miss about the United States. I've got the click.
Wow, what a clickbait title! Because
I felt bad for him because he looked sad.
I really thought he was leaving. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess 11 things he likes, whatever. Okay.
Next is ready.
Or like 11 things that only exist in America that he likes. Okay. Trees.
I'm going to miss trees, which makes it sound like we don't have trees in the United Kingdom, which is blatantly a lie. We just don't have trees that are as big. Sometimes here trees go so high, like the redwoods that I saw out in California, that they might not have an elevator attached to them. In fact, some of those trees out west have such bloody thick trunks you could fit to it.
You pick like very random stuff, like very, very, very random.
Yeah.
The trees.
And also, it's like, how often do you see these trees though? Like wherever he lives, I think he's like around the Midwest, Indiana, Illinois. They don't have trees like that. Like, how can you miss them if you see them like once a year? You can always come back to see them. I don't know if that's a good one.
Elevators in there, and the stairwell. Of course, in reality, this would be a terrible idea just because squirrels would chew through the cables. But despite encountering the occasional pest, I'm really going to miss American wildlife. I don't know what it is, but in the last few years I've just become very, very fascinated by animals. I do know what it is. I'm in my 40s now. And because of where I live, a lot of them just happen to be North American species. And when it comes to the broad range of American wildlife, I feel like I've only just scratched the surface. A bit like my dog.
I feel like it's fun until a deer like goes on top of your car and breaks the windshield.
Yeah.
Or if you can't walk at night because puma sighting.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I ain't gonna lie, I would take European wildlife over American any day of the week.
What's the difference?
Just
they stay in the area.
No, not that. It's just there isn't as many predatory animals, I would think.
Yeah, because we have bears, we have gators, we have snakes, we have
Yeah,
iguanas.
here it's like a lot of predatory animals out
here. The birds, they get very territorial.
Yeah, the bald eagle motherfucker is... Nah, the animals are dangerous here. Like, I'm not saying there isn't any dangerous animals in Europe. I'm sure there is.
I think what's the scariest one in Europe is the tick.
Tick, okay, fair enough. But I think in UK they don't have that many dangerous animals. But overall, the whole Europe, still, I don't think it's like, yeah, there is bears, wolves, maybe in Northern Europe, but still, like here, it's like all the mountain lions. But they don't have like
a sign that says, be careful when you see a puma or a panther.
I don't know, but yeah, no, the animals here, not friendly.
I figured that I should include something about Chicago since I predominantly live here, and I thought, what could that be? Maybe the Silly Little Bean, which I've been to around about 7 times, or maybe something that I
think he's in Chicago.
Used to use every single day, the Lakeshore Trail, because when I used to work downtown, I would put on this helmet, get on my bike, and hit that cycle path like I was a psychopath. To be clear, I didn't do any property damage, but I did ride it. 7 miles there, 7 miles back, with Lake Michigan always at my side, unless I was in Lake Michigan. That was roughly when I stopped using the trail.
That's nice. I do agree.
Did you get the joke?
No.
You fell into Lake Michigan.
How?
Accident, I don't know.
Oh no.
Matt, yeah, I'm filming a video. What am I going to do without American diners? No, it's like, if I move back to England, what am I going to do without American diners? Because I know that they have American-style diners in the UK, but they're not the same. It's like when here, they make authentic British-style pubs, and the reason that they're authentic is that they have 12 pictures of Queen Elizabeth in them. That's not something we do in Britain, and in America, we don't have pictures of Al Capone.
I don't think we have that.
I feel like pub is not really like a pop, at least here in Miami, it's not like a thing. So yeah.
scattered all over the place. So I think it will be sad, and I love American diners. I love them more than I love my own, not my wife, I wasn't going to say that, but more than I love my own cat. He's in the house, he won't know about that. Every weekend, my wife and I make a habit of going to a diner. And
I don't think I've been to a diner, unless you would consider Denny's a diner. Is Denny's a diner?
Denny's is a chain diner.
That's the only one.
There's Denny's, there's Waffle House, there's IHOP.
I guess, okay, IHOP is a diner too. That's not what I think of when they say diners. I think of those, like, on the side of the road, like, kind of what you see in the movies. I've never been
Haunted.
to one. No, not haunted, but there's... but I guess IHOP and Denny's, I see why they consider diners. There's a certain, like, a breakfast vibe about them, right? So I get it.
It's usually one of those local types, Frank's Diner or...
Right, that's why I was in local, not the chain ones.
Catherine's Cafe. And there's just something really great and lovely and welcoming about the ambience of those places, and you can't replicate it in England. Of course, we have tea shops, things like that, but this is different. It's something it's almost entirely American, and it is so difficult to describe. I think some of that is down to the food you get. I mean, hash browns, for example. American hash browns are very American and hashy and brown. I love them. I love diners. I live for them. The conversation that happens, it makes you feel like you're in an American film set in a diner, such as Diner from the early 80s.
Yeah.
And
Right, that's what I'm saying. The only way I know the diners is from the movies. I feel like, I guess here in Miami it's not really that. Those, there was one by Target, but that's
the old Miami.
Yeah.
Now everything is like very new.
I don't know what it is. I will always love.
There's this one, Jimmy Diners.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Did that shut down?
That one shut down?
By Target, I think so.
That's not by Target. That's the one that by Target is Mignonette.
So what is Jimmy's?
Jimmy's is by Presidente's on 125th.
Oh, I know. I know.
US diners. And are you still there?
That
Yeah.
one is called Cuties.
No, I am choking up.
The one that
I was just
by
thinking
Target.
about
Cuties.
the fact that they could one day be gone. I mean, in some respects, they are gone. The diners, American diners, are part of a bygone era in this country.
Yeah.
They used to be far more numerous and far more part of the American experience. But they are still here.
Johnny Rockets is not a diner. The style of it, no.
But it's like a burger, but it's like TGI Fridays kind of.
Because I remember like
TGI
watching
Fridays is gone though.
watching on TV, like when the kids after school they go to like their local little diner to get like burgers and shakes.
Would you say TGI Fridays was a diner then? Because to me, Johnny Rock is kind of like TGI Fridays.
Really? I think
Just
TGI Fridays is a little bit more than Johnny Rockets.
I only been to Johnny Rockets like twice though. We went there in Vegas, right? I think
I
so.
went with you.
In Vegas.
Not in Vegas. Here in Florida.
We didn't go there in Vegas?
No, we went to In-N-Out. In-N-Out's not a diner.
No, it's a burger.
Because some of the places I consider diners if they wear the hats and the special outfits.
I feel like we went to Johnny Rockets in Vegas too.
No,
Whatever.
in Florida.
And I think that's important. I think that they need to stay as part of the American experience. Otherwise, the American experience is no experience at all. Yes, I would like a refill on my coffee. Thank you.
At Dog Chow, we believe helping dogs live their best life.
I talk about this one a lot on my channel, so I won't dwell
To
on
me,
it. But I
it's
love
quite
food.
impressive to get refill on coffees.
That's cool. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
coffee's-
understand that it's soda, but never coffee.
Why coffee is easy to make, cheap.
Food. Who doesn't? Dead people. But American food is often
I
very
guess the
interesting because they
Starbucks
seem to take...
charges a lot per coffee, and you don't get free refills unless it's like a certain the
Yeah.
original blend. I think.
Right, but at the diner's original blend.
I know, but
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
I don't know.
ideas from other country and then just
I
create
never asked
their
for
own
refill for
magnificent
coffee.
dish. Right? You see this in pizza, for example, or Tex-Mex. And I think I'll really miss being able to get my Detroit style, or a burrito from Chipotle, or a Baconator from Wendy's. It's making me hungry just thinking about it. It's true.
He likes a lot of fast food. It seems like he eats out a lot. Yeah.
He does. But I don't know. I saw like in England when they trying Popeyes for the first time. It's like a big thing. They're like, oh my god, and I'm like, they don't have that over there.
I would say though with the like the foods, like what he's talking about overall, like we don't really go out to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you know, if we were in here and we didn't have the opportunity, I feel like I would miss it. Like I feel like I would miss Chipotle. I was busy. Oh, I want Chipotle. Ooh, I want Wendy's. But in reality, like it's here around the corner. I never go. But it's just because I know I can go. Like I want now, I can get up and go.
Yeah, it's the same with me. Like I got excited when I hear Chick-fil-A gift card. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A. And
I will miss American English. What? Oh, right. I will miss American English. And you might think that's no surprise, Lawrence. You talk about it in all of your shorts. Yes, I do. But I also use it in my everyday life. Whether I'm taking out the trash or kicking a soccer ball or using the US date format, which still, after all these years, doesn't come naturally. But on the other hand, I think if I were to move back to England, I would struggle at first to use the British English equivalents. And my English cousins and their cousins will think that I'm purposely overdoing it on the Americanisms in order to look cool. There really is no winning when you've lived in 2 countries for more than a decade. When it comes down to it, I think I would severely miss American road trips. And that is because I am at heart an adventurer. I am somebody
Yes, that we already noticed, yeah.
he's missing his, on the car seat, the headrest.
Yeah.
to see the entire world without leaving America. And you can do that, more or less, because we have every terrain under the sun. And so I love it whenever I get the chance to wake up and hop into an RV and hit the open road. I don't have an RV. We've never had an RV. I've never even been into an RV. But the dream is real. But for now, my wife and I are more than happy to just do it in a Prius. I'm still talking about road trips.
Maybe not an RV.
And we've seen a lot. We've seen the entirety
like in a truck.
of Route 66, at least the Illinois portion of it. So not really the entirety of it, but some of it. And I had a great time. We saw a lot of very kitschy things. We drove up to a 20-foot high spaceman. What more could you want? Except for incredible terrain, which America offers in abundance. I mean, you could be driving just east of the Mississippi, right, through Indiana, it's all cornfields and soy, but then you get out of there to Ohio, and that's all cornfields and soy, until
it's nice driving and there's, like, no cars, and you're just driving out of Florida. It's nice.
And that's you playing country music.
Yeah, it's nice.
Toward Pennsylvania. Once you enter Pennsylvania, you start to realise, oh, look at this, there's a big mountain range approaching, or we're approaching it, and it's insane how this just comes upon you out of nowhere. And then you're lost in it for miles and hundreds of miles until you get to Philadelphia, and then it's just skyscrapers. Yeah, that's not the entirety of my road tripping experience. It's just one example, because if you were to take a car from Chicago and head west, not only would you cross the Mississippi River, but you would also then go across the Great Plains for hundreds of miles and see lots of farms for a while, and then get to the Rocky Mountains and probably not have a way to get through. But it'd be thrilling anyway, because you could just get out of the car, jump on a horse that magically appears, ride off into the mountains as if you're in a film, and then end up in Los Angeles.
Sometimes I don't know if he's being sarcastic or he's being real.
Yeah, that's the thing with British
people. It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah.
For a film, not on horseback. You can imagine that'd be quite challenging. I might miss American accents, which might sound weird to some people, but when I was at university and I was surrounded mostly by fellow English students, when the odd, usually very odd, American student would turn up and they'd have an American accent, they'd stand out, right? And it'd be something that I'd have my ears pinned to. Ooh, what are they going to say next about us? I was never suspicious of Americans. I was more fascinated because you didn't typically hear American accents in my part of the world. And so now that I've been living around them for the past 15 years and encountering
Eastern European,
you think so?
Many different accents from across the entire country, it's become a kind of a comforting thing in my life, because I play a little game in my head, and it's, can I guess which part of America that person is from the way they speak? Just the other day I was listening to somebody online who had a...
Yeah, whenever you hear an accent, you kind of think where they're from,
vaguely southern accent, and they were talking about their Instagram account, and they were saying things like, I think my numbers have dropped a little bit over the last 2 years, and in my head I'm thinking, ooh, you're from Alabama, probably.
Sounds like it.
And I looked them up, and guess what? They were from Texas. Just goes to show how little I've actually observed. But I do like hearing y'all's accents on a daily basis. Can you believe it? I will never again step foot inside an American park.
Yeah, I think yours is pretty
I don't
American.
think you can tell.
Yeah, American. Yeah.
think, "Oh, Lawrence, that's fine. Britain has some sensational green spaces."
You talked about national parks in the last video.
And it's true, it does. There's no denying that. But I have lived here for 15 years. That's almost a sixth of a century, and I've still never been to Yellowstone. I've still never been to the Grand Tetons. I've still never been to Yosemite. And this is something that's going to leave a hole.
Really? So it's been 3 years and he hasn't gone to none of the parks, and he talked so much about the parks
Yeah,
in the previous video.
Say that.
I thought he would, once the COVID was over, he would get on and travel. Huh? Okay.
In my stomach, yeah, that's probably the hunger. Actually, I need to run back in soon and get food. But I want to see all that. You know, and you can't do it in a day.
I wonder what his favorite
15
foods.
years. I mean, these places are monumental. They are on a level the size of which you just do not see in the UK. I've said this before, in a short. America has 2 national parks that are larger than Wales. Now, I would give anything to spend 3 months and just go hiking in one of those places. You know, maybe actually get an RV, because that's a lot of walking, and make videos about it. Instead, those videos are going to come from the much smaller, but no less magnificent Snowdonia National Park, ironically, in Wales. I really hope you didn't skip the intro to this video. But the US not only has the biggest national park system, it has the oldest national park system. You know, we always hear, "Ooh, America doesn't have a history." Well, when it comes to national parks, it does. And they remind you of that when you go to visit them and you interact with the ranger, which is a real thing. You know, and they tell you things like, "Oh, this is where Teddy Roosevelt got off a horse," or "This is the spot where some teenagers stole some bison a few years ago. Don't do that. It's very bad." And never mind the national parks, I'm going to miss the dog park where I take Arthur. I'm going to miss Arthur. Can you even come with me? So please look after your plants, America, and turn off. Turn the camera off. I suppose if the sun does set on my time in America, one thing that I'll greatly miss is American sunsets. Is that really the transition? Just because 2 of the greatest sunsets that I've ever seen in my entire life both occurred right here in the United States of America. One of them off the coast of San Francisco in 2018, and the other right here in the Midwest frequently. And actually, I saw a particularly nice one when I buggered off to the beach the other day during the stupid heat wave. And with the lake facing east as opposed to west, which is where the Pacific was in San Francisco, there was something quite scintillating about watching this huge star.
That's interesting. I don't know about the sunsets. I wonder how is it in UK.
Pink skies.
But I feel like there's like anywhere you know in the west on the border, you get like a nice sunset. Like in Europe, in UK, there's the west of the island. In Europe, like Portugal, west of Spain, wherever. I don't know.
In our solar system, create an enormously beautiful hue behind the beach, even if it was ruined by people. Some might say improved because of the silhouette. Either way, sunsets on this level don't really occur in England. Usually you get a very nice one, but just not as nice as these. I'll miss them a lot.
Who's coming in the driveway?
And finally, my American friends and family, and I think this is the bit where the producers wanted me to get emotional, but the park's been in man, and I don't like people. So that's unlikely to occur. But I do like some people, and those are usually my friends and some of my family. Yellow school bus. And with those, you can't really take them with you. This is something I discovered leaving England for America. Those friends and those family members, they have to stay over there. And then it's up to you and your access to Skype as to whether you connect with them on a frequent basis. And so far, I've done a pretty lousy job of doing that with my English people. So I imagine in reverse, I would do the same with Americans, and I'd forget all about them. Woo, I've just realised a lot of them watch this channel. So I'm not referring to you. If you watch my channel, that means you love me, and you will stay in my phone book. But I think, all joking aside, Americans have generally been some of the most welcoming, nice and beautiful people that I've ever met. We Americans, like everyone, are just going about our lives and basically just trying to keep out of trouble. So well done to us. We are good people. There are some bad people here too. I mean, that's no different to Britain. And so, with all of that being said, I suppose it's a good job that I'm staying. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter.
Lawrence.
Interesting. Very, like as you said, specific list. I guess not quite what I was the only what I would say expect was the food one. I'm like, friends and family. I guess okay, makes sense. The food one, okay, yeah. That is relatable, but a lot of the trees, the animals, like the national parks, the roads, whatever he meant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting.
Because I feel like if you were to leave for somewhere else, you would like the landscape of the elsewhere you're going to,
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know, he might be forced out for whatever reason, you know, to leave, so it doesn't have to be. But yeah, interesting video. Yeah, as I said, not exactly what I thought it would be.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.